What's up world? Hi, I'm J-Rated, and you are now watching J-Rated Wisdom TV. Make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. So now let's get to the video. Mandela Effect Part 3. Yes, there is more Mandela Effect examples, and you guys seem to like them, so why not? Let's do a Part 3. But if you haven't seen Part 1 or Part 2 on my Mandela Effect videos, make sure you check them out. Links to the video will be in the description. Do you guys remember President John F. Kennedy assassination? But how much do you really remember? Do you remember the car he was in at the time of the assassination? And how many people were in the car at the time? The way I remember it, the car was only a 4-seater. Also, there were only 4 people in the car. But I guess I was tripping. Check this out.
Recently there has been a lot of discussion about the amount of seats in JFK's car. Since those with the Mandela effect, remember only 4 seats in the car when JFK was assassinated. Not the 6 seats that there are now. This is the car that history says today JFK was riding in on the day he was assassinated. That is a 6-seater car. Take a good look. Do you remember it this way? This is what history shows now. However, this is not how people with the Mandela effect remember the car. And also, it would seem, not how parts of documented history remember it as well.
Wait, it was a 3-row car, and 6 people in the car. Something is fishy.
Top 4 Mandela effect proofs for a 4-seater car in the JFK assassination. Number 4. A number of historical museums and other places have replicas of JFK's car which show 4 seats, not 6. Let's look at the car at the Dial Auto Museum. Please note the color of the wheels and the shape. You will see this repeated, at least within these 2 museum examples. Have a good look. Now have a look at the replica of the JFK car at the Museum of Historic Auto Attractions. Note that everything is the same as that in the other museum.
This is a display of President Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy, Mrs. Kennedy, riding along in a Lincoln in Dallas back on November 22nd. This whole museum is just put together so well. It's really a beautiful place to come and relive a huge part of history.
Number 3. The United States Secret Service reenactment of the event shows a 4-seater car. This is from an agency with not only a high level of attention to detail, but a responsibility to record history as it happened, for investigative and judicial purposes. Let's take a look.
And it is believed this paper was used to wrap the gun. Agent Howlett is sitting in the position it is believed the assassin did, and he is pointing in the direction the rifle would have been pointed. Notice how low the window is to the floor. We look out of the window over the reconstructed position of the boxes for a few seconds before we remove the boxes to photograph the simulated motorcade. This is a simulated motorcade as it turns from Main onto Houston Street. The 2 motorcycle policemen are the 2 men who were in the same relative position to the president's car at the time of the assassination. They assisted in determining the approximate speed of the president's car during the filming of these scenes. As you will notice in this scene, the turn from Houston onto Elm Street is quite sharp. The 2 motorcycle policemen said the turn was so slow they had trouble keeping their balance. In a moment, you can see the tree blocking the view of the car for a split second. The shot that struck the president's neck occurred shortly after the car comes into view from behind the tree, and the shot that struck his head when he was about 85 feet down the road. This view of the simulated motorcade is through a 4-power, 18-millimeter Ordnance Optical Incorporated rifle scope, the same make and model scope that was used by the assassin. You can see the degree of amplification offered by the scope by looking at the people outside of the scope as well as the parked cars. It is impossible to show in a movie the scale dimensions of everything exactly as observed out of the window due to the various distances from projector to screen. However, these scenes viewed through the scope give you the same field of view as that the assassin saw through his scope. No attempt was made to keep the crosshairs of the scope on the exact points the shots entered the president.
Would the United States Secret Service be likely to reenact an event with the wrong number of people in the car? That is, this car has only 4 people and is missing 2 people. That is, it is a 4-seater car. However, to be fair, they did state in the film, which is 18 minutes long, that the car was smaller than the one used by JFK. So maybe they were using a mock car and not the stretched 6-seater limo. What do you guys think? Take a look at the full video and judge for yourself. But to those with the Mandela effect, they would often call something like this residue. That is, if the past is changing, it only changes some of it, not all of it. So fragments of the past are still left for people to catch. At least for now. Number 2. The Trial of Lee Harvey Oswald. A movie that came out in 1964. The movie shows clearly a 4-seater car. Let's take a look.
Floor sniper?
Yes. I fired 3 shots at a moving target between 100 and 300 feet away, at about a 40-degree angle downhill.
Did you hit the moving target?
Yes, with all 3 shots.
Was an accurate record made of the time that elapsed between your first and your third shot?
Yes, 6 2/10 seconds.
6.2 seconds. That means you fired the 3 shots in 6/10 seconds time less than is indicated by the film.
Objection! He's leading. This witness has no personal knowledge of these films.
Sustained. In your opinion as an expert rifleman, how good a marksman would the man who killed the president have to be?
He would have to have been better than average, but he needn't have been an expert. The distance was not great, assuming that he had a telescopic sight.
Objection!
Well, you could say that might have just been a mistake. Well, no. Because the second movie, also called The Trail of Lee Harvey Oswald, which was filmed in 1977, also shows a 4-seater car. Let's take a look.
Lee Harvey Oswald was killed before he could stand trial for the assassination of John F. Kennedy. In creating the following drama, certain names and events have been changed. While inferences are made at the trial, the testimony and the historical scenes of November 21st through November 24th, 1963, including the film of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, have a factual basis and were recreated for this motion picture at the actual locations where the events took place.
Prosecution is unwilling or reluctant or afraid to test its thesis.
That wasn't me. I didn't do that.
No, you didn't. He did.
Could a movie that probably cost millions of dollars not find a stretched limo with 6 seats in Hollywood? To film the event, they had to go instead with a 4-seater car. Not once, in one version of the movie, but twice. Number 1. Reenactments by other people. There are many reenactments that show only 4-seater cars, neglecting the other 2 people in the car. Let's take a look. How is it so many people have missed the other two people in the car? The two people that take two extra seats, which people with the Mandela effect never remembered, including the very secret service that protected JFK, at least in their own reenactment of the event, caught on old footage. What do you guys think? Don't you think this is all very strange? Or do you think this is just false memories, and we are all imagining a past that never happened?
Crazy, huh? I really don't remember the car being a 3-route car. And 6 people in the car. And who is the other 2 people in the car? The other 2 people in the car was Texas Governor John Connally and his wife Nellie Connally. But if there was 6 people in the car, why would there be so many replicas of a 4-seater car? We might never know. Alright, let's get to the next Mandela effect example. Sex in the City, or is it called Sex and the City? Well, I never really watched the show. Huh? But I've heard about it before, as Sex in the City. But it's actually always been called Sex and the City, but many people insist they remember it being Sex in the City at some point. Some people have even posted pictures of old memorabilia they have that supports their false memory. Let's check some out. But that's not the only proof of it being called Sex in the City. Check this out.
Nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series are Kim Cattrall, Sex in the City; Kristen Davis, Sex in the City; Cynthia Nixon, Sex in the City, of course. Okay, and the Emmy goes to Cynthia Nixon.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City.
Sarah Jessica Parker has received 10 Emmy nominations for her work on Sex and the City as an actress and a producer. This is her first win in this category.
The category covers TV series, miniseries, and TV movies.
Here are the nominees. Kim Cattrall, Sex and the City; Cynthia Nixon, Sex and the City;
And the winner is Kim Cattrall, Sex in the City.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City. And the winner is Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City. The winner is Charlie Sheen. No. Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City.
And the Golden Globe goes to
Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex in the City. Well, fans are about to be satisfied all over again. Please welcome the stars of Sex in the City 2. Please welcome the stars of Sex in the City 2. Please welcome the stars of Sex in the City 2. Sarah Jessica Parker, Cynthia Nixon, Kristen Davis, and Kim Cattrall. I mean, maybe there can't be one.
You have
Right?
to, well,
do you mean like another show like Sex in the City, or do you mean another Sex in the City? Well, I'd like another Sex in the City, personally. Then, you just kind of feel Sex in the City fever all over New York. And then, you just kind of feel Sex in the City fever all over New York.
Ah, ha, you see. They were all saying, Sex in the City. So why do they say it's always been called Sex in the City? Weird, isn't it? Alright, let's get to the last Mandela effect example of this video.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Say what?
Wait, what did he say?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Wasn't it? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How do you guys remember it?
Can you believe it? I know it was the neighborhood. I've even got proof. Check this out. If you go to Mr. Rogers' theme, look, the #1 listing says it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, which shows that the person that uploaded that clip 2 years ago, his memory told him it was the neighborhood. So that's what I'm telling you guys. If you actually go look at artwork, or you go look at books, if you go look at books and things listed on eBay for some of the things that we're getting ready to talk about, you're going to see that people actually put the right title in, the one from our timeline that we all remember. Now, what's interesting, I'm going to show you some people on what they said. Now, there's a lot of younger girls in this next clip, and notice how even the younger ones, they seem to remember this, but all the older people are the. What if it was changed at a certain point, so when you're a certain age, they grew up remembering this, but we all knew it was the before. So check this out.
What is the Mr. Rogers theme song?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Okay, sing it.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
Beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Could you be mine?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's all I remember.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Beautiful day in this neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Shout out to you, Mr. Rogers. It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
I thought it was interesting that some people were correct, but most people were incorrect.
Oh, it's a beautiful day in our neighborhood. I definitely watched it when I was like real young.
Do you, by chance, remember the theme song?
No, yes, sir.
Do you know the show Mr. Rogers, or did you ever watch that?
No, I didn't.
Do you remember the Mr. Rogers theme song, or have you ever even seen that? No?
No way. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Like, it's a beautiful day
In the neighborhood.
So all of those are wrong.
It is quite weird that Mr. Rogers sang this one way for so many episodes, and yet most people are getting it wrong. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. But here's some proof that I'm not going crazy. Check it out.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be to greet you? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Crazy, huh? Well, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoy it. And for more upcoming Mandela Effect videos, please subscribe and hit the notification button. After you hit the bell, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Also give my Facebook page a like. And follow me on Instagram. Links will be in the description. Thanks for watching. And peace out, world. See you next time.